Hi guys, and welcome back to the channel. Now today we are featuring a Doxa, and I know I've reviewed a few Doxas. It's one of those brands I always wanted to like. It's started off with when I used to read the Clive Cussler books, featuring Dirk Pitt. He was always wearing a Doxa Professional, and I always thought how cool they sound. And when you see the pictures of them, you always think they just look amazingly cool, good looking kind of dive watches. But the only problem was when I actually reviewed them, I just kind of struggled a little bit with them. I just always found the sizes a bit awkward. That dial side is just a little bit kind of, I don't know, never really did it for me. But this one, I have to say, does look really cool. It's part of their new beta range in the 300 professional range, and the beta is kind of a more contemporary looking kind of colors they use into them. I think it's got some cool colours, some interesting perks, but it's got one fatal flaw, I kind of think. Anyway, you guys might not agree. But before I get too far into a review, I've got to say a massive thank you to Ryan and the team over at Francis & Gay of Coventry for allowing me to review this watch. Tons of stock, guys. Honestly, well worth popping in if you're in and around that area. If you're a bit further afield, well, don't worry, because I'll leave a link to their website in the description below. So, let's talk sizes. It's 42.5 across, so quite a decent, wearable size. The lug to lug length, so one here to here, is 44.5. So actually quite, it's actually quite small. You do get a little bit further out, obviously, because it's on the beads of rice bracelet, so it sticks a bit further out there. Thickness, I'm getting at 12 millimeters, and I say 20 mil for the bracelet on this one. Let's check out that dial. Now the dial itself, I think, really is quite cool. I love this yellow look to it. I think it is really, really interesting. The dial itself, obviously we have this wave pattern going on here. Gives it a bit more, makes it a little bit more interesting, gives it a little bit of depth, and you get a little bit of a play on, shadow as you go across. And then I should point out though, the range, there are three different dial colours available: black, white and blue. My personal choice, I think, would be the white, to be fair, but the black does look really cool. Anyway, we've got the great kind of cool looking hour hand there, which really stands out, really does, it looks fantastic. And the second hand there, heavily glossed black. You have got loom on there, as to on the hour and minute hand. Now I must say, the loom isn't the best. It works, but it's not the best. There is definitely better out. It's a shame they can't put better loom on these watches, as it really would help. Now, what I struggle with here is the hour hand. It's like, let's face it, at a glance, it just looks like it's only this long. It's only when you're really seeing close, they've actually stuck a gloss black hour hand against a black dial. Now, I'm not quite sure why they did this. On the white dial, it looks really punchy and vibrant. It really kind of great contrast against the white. But for some reason, going black against black, I don't know what they did there. If they would have done a smaller yellow hand maybe, or even a different colour, I think you would have improved this watch no end. Because I have to say, I do like the colours on this watch, but that to me, especially when you got such a pronounced, I understand why they got a pronounced minute hand, obviously being a dive, originally a real hardcore dive watch, so that makes perfect sense. But the hour hand, I would like to see a little bit more. That is only my personal choice. Obviously you guys might disagree with me, I don't know, let me know in the comments. But anyway, as we go past that, we do have these, I don't think they are kind of applied loom, and they are slightly proud of the dial, these hour markers. And I say, they have got luminaire, no problem at all. You do have a date at the 3 o'clock position. I kind of like this crosshairs going through here. I think it does kind of look quite nice how they've done it. So, also I like, how they do the writing with Doxa off to one side, and the sub 300B and the Divingstar. I quite like it, as it gives it a little bit different rather than top and bottom. But also another reason could be because you do have quite a small dial on these, that if you did put it all in one line, it could look quite cramped. I'm not sure, but I think it does look really good. Obviously you've got the Swiss made down in the bottom there. Now as we come past that, we have a flat sapphire crystal. It looks like there's AR on it. I'm not quite sure, but I'd say there is AR. It doesn't state it, so maybe I could be wrong. Now, as you come past this, let's face it, it's this ceramic bezel, isn't it? It looks absolutely superb. I really like the kind of detail when you zoom in close and you get to see all around, you know, with the markings and the inner markings. I think it really does look quite cool. I presume it's just the insert is ceramic and this is PVD steel. It feels like it, to be fair. So, but I'm not 100% sure. I think it is just the insert is ceramic. Now let's give it a turn. Obviously there is a loom pip on there. Give it a turn, hear how it sounds. I really think that sounds great. I think it sounds really, really good. So is there back play? A little bit. Yeah, tiny bit, but to be fair, no problems at all. Does it line up? Yes, it does. So anyway, I like that. Yeah, I do like this watch, but just a little bit of shame about that hour hand. Now, as we come past, we've got their kind of, you know, trademark case there, almost like a tonneau style, I suppose you could call it, or cushion. But yeah, it's really nice, kind of nicely done. You do, is it kind of like a radial brushwork, possibly, as it comes around here? Yeah, just very fine radial brushwork, should I say, going around there. Now, the sides itself, they are actually polished, but I've just got my greasy handle over it. Let me just wipe that. Now, as you can see, nicely polished all the way around the side there. We do have a helium release valve on the side, because I know you guys use them all the time. I'm only kidding. Yeah, it's just a nice touch being on air. True diver's watch kind of thing. Now, as you come around to this side, I like that they've done the crown in the same black, you know, with the PVD black on there. And I like the little kind of tuna fish or whatever it is on the side there. Obviously, screw down crown. This watch does feature 300 meters of water resistance to it, and pop comes out there. So really nice. Yep, easy to wind, no problem. Put it back in. Does it catch first time? Yes, it does. So they've done a real nice job there. You know, I know I normally always beat on Doxa, but this is one I do like. But that hour hand, one of those things. Now on the back, they've done a real tidy job of the inner inscription there. I think it looks absolutely superb. Underneath that is their, well, it's a Sellita SW200 movement. I did put it on the time graph. I think it was coming in around about -5 seconds, give or take. So anyway, but you know, you can regulate these to good accuracy if one so desired. Now you're talking roughly a minimal of 38 hours power reserve, and I think it's 26 joules on these. So yeah, it's a good, you know, it's a decent workhorse of a movement. Now as we come past this, the model I've got here has got their beads of rice bracelet. Now it's available in two different kind of styles. You get a bead of rice, or you get the silicone bracelet, which actually is FKM rubber. Given a choice, I would take this one on the rubber bracelet, on the rubber strap every day of the week. I'm not a big fan of this bracelet personally. There's nothing actually wrong with it. It feels okay. It's a little bit sharp up at the edges, but overall it's okay. It is actually, I believe it's screwed on these. They do have screwed links. Now the clasp itself, we've seen this clasp on many other watches, but they do decorate it their own. You have the adjustable end here for if you want to get over a wetsuit, and you know, you can do that, or single release there, all machined. Yeah, great. No problem with that at all. So there you go. The only problem I always find with these, I know everyone raves on about kind of on-the-fly adjustable clasps, but if you have this one set, because you never want it out like that, do you? So if you have this set to your wrist in the summer, come the winter when it's cold and your wrists actually contract, obviously you then are a little bit stuck. You do have half links on this, so you have to be able to kind of size it as a half link. This isn't on the fly micro adjustment, really. It is a dive link only. So, you know, in the winter, you want to make it smaller, you do have to start playing around with half links, just so you know. Let me show it on my wrist so you've got an idea how it looks. Quick zoom out, quick wrist check. I'm wearing a Picquinet today. I seem to be wearing that a lot recently, but I do love this watch on one of John Keely's straps. And Bob has got one of the new I think it's a new one from Ball. I just seen it and thought it looked a really nice, interesting dial. So anyway, my wrist size is 7¼ maybe even a fraction over, but about 7¼ So if I put it on my wrist, that's an idea how it looks. I think you know, as much as I've had a go at Doxa before, I do think this is a good looking watch. Personally, I would prefer it on the white dial and the white silicone strap, I think. I just think they're the better options for these watches. But anyway, let me know in the comments below what you think of this one, guys. And most importantly, stay safe out there. Bye.